target audience of this show is youth. May you share some advice on improving their organizational skills effectively?
Thank you for this good question. Any progress in life is going to be based on learning and incremental knowledge acquisition. And in order to be able to get ahead in life, being structured and being disciplined are probably good skills to acquire along the way. So that would be my recommendation from an organizational skill, is to make sure you plan, make sure you deliver, and you commit to doing what you plan to do.
Yep. So having the experience of a CMO, you developed and managed various projects at clinical development with limited resources. What are the steps in good budgeting for drug development?
This is a good question, and in reality, there's no open budget for any organization, small or big. Whether it's a family or a corporation, you have to plan and you have to live within your means. And there's also conflicting priorities. Some of these priorities are known. Some of these priorities come in without anticipating that they will show up. So it's important that you plan ahead and you monitor how you're executing on your plan. So in addition to thinking ahead, monitoring what you do day in and day out, and thinking about your actual spend versus a planned budget is important. So if you're spending over, then you have to make the right decision of what you will reprioritize or even cut or shelf. So I would say constant prioritization is probably the key word for planning to manage a budget as well as a team from a human resource.
Yeah, so thinking ahead as well as managing the entire team is difficult, but thinking about the entire team as well as what is suitable for everybody is also very important. So as a biotech executive, how do you manage a team of people, as you said before, but with diverse cultural backgrounds and functions?
By definition, the biotech or biopharmaceutical team is made up of diverse individuals. And that diversity means that they are trained in different areas. They have expertise in different areas. They have experiences in different areas. And invariably, they tend to also come from different geographical and ethnic backgrounds. So the diversity in the biopharmaceutical environment is a way of life, is actually something that we encourage, but invariably the expertise and the resources that we tap into are very diverse. But I would add one other component, that in the biopharmaceutical and biotech industry, it's not a team effort. It's not an individual effort. It's a team effort. So you need that team to come together. So in addition to having a diverse background, that diversity is also helpful to bringing people together. So when you have people that complement each other, that also helps with team unity and team also performance.
Yeah, so I do believe that having that diversity is very important, but what happens if one or two of the employees or team members are having conflicts because of the cultural differences?
That's actually a natural circumstance where you have people having conflict, either a scientific conflict, a cultural conflict, a principle conflict. It's not unusual, especially as organizations grow and become bigger. Those conflicts may become more common, although not always apparent. And a good manager, a good executive, job is to make sure that when they are hiring a team or assembling a team, they make sure that there is diversity in skills and diversity in way of thinking, because you don't want a monotonous and monolithic way of thinking, because that becomes boring and not very innovative. So you need a little bit of a natural tension to be at the team level. However, a good executive is also someone that picks up on any signs of conflict that may derail the team, because at the end of the day, as I said, it's a team effort, not individual effort. So there is no one team member bigger than the rest of the team. So it's important that you keep an eye on the dynamic of the meetings, the dynamic of the interactions between the team, and make sure that everybody has the same objective and the same focus. And if personal conflict become more important to those individuals, then they would need to be talked to. And if they are able to manage their personal issues, that's good. If not, there will be consequences.
Yep. So although cultural differences are present, but putting respect and as well as good communication to the other members are also very important, and that's what's helping the team to achieve a goal or to do something that they all want. So, do you often encourage your team members to think outside the box? If so, how?
Thinking outside the box is the name of the game, because in many circumstances it's easy to do what we or others have done for many years before, and that's not a bad thing. Sometimes you do what is required and what is expected. However, in order to accelerate a development of a drug, or if you're in a competitive race with somebody else, you want to also differentiate from how your drug is developed and characterized, in what disease area, in what dosing schedule. So there are different ways to look at differentiation between you and others, or differentiation between you in 2024 versus you in 2022. So thinking outside the box is very important. And again, it comes back to the team dynamic, and the manager or the executive managing the team to push the individuals to think outside the box. And that happens either by posing the questions when somebody is making a proposal, by trying to help them rethink what they're proposing. And invariably, I find it much easier to help people look at things from different angles when you question what they're doing, not in a confrontational way, but in more of a constructive way, to help them look at the problem that they're trying to solve in a different way. And questioning is a good way, at least it's a good strategy for me. I always say that I learn by asking questions. And asking questions of team members is one way to doing that, but also encouraging different voices on the team to come up with different ideas. So when you have a number of ideas trying to solve a problem, invariably you come out with the best idea, and that's what leads to changing paradigms and breaking a status quo, if you will, and helping the team think outside the box.
Yep. In the biotech industry, people tend to think that medical people are omnipotent. What is the most unexpected problem that you have faced during the project management? For example, you find unqualified data during clinical development, and how did you approach it?
So, medical, voices and medical expertise is necessary, is needed, and is important. But in a drug development, and that's why I said it's a team effort, not individual effort, you need drug supply. So manufacturing is important. You need clinical trial sites to be adequate, to be adequately trained and adequately responsive. So you need clinical operations. You need regulatory, voices and direction. And regulatory means individuals who are trained in dealing with health agencies like FDA and Health Canada. So it is important to have all of these voices, including clinical, including statisticians for adequate study design and size of patient population, the selection of target population. So you can see that it's not one voice or one expertise that is dominant. It's very multidisciplinary. And it is the value of those various expertise that bring the best idea forward to study a drug in a particular disease and make sure that you're making the best effort to bring this drug to patient as soon as possible, the cheapest way possible, right? So there are multiple priorities in order to develop a good drug. And that's why, you have to make the team work as a team, not a collection of individuals. Otherwise, you'll go into conflict and you'll go into a tailspin where the team churns and not progress forward.
Yep. So thank you for coming into our interview today, and I learned a lot about learning what's your most important priorities, as well as how to communicate and be respectful of your team members in order to do something that's very beneficial for the entire team. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Yoga, for that list of questions for this interview. But I also add, maybe one important final comment is because we are in the health care business, generating and developing drugs for patients who have major health conditions that need medication. You also have to, in our environment, make the patient be the center of attention, right? That's the end user of our product. So when you bring the end user of your development into the discussion, your study designs, your planning, your thinking, your timelines are tailored to make sure that that patient gets the full benefit in the shortest amount of period of time. And that applies to any industry. When you think of the end user in all of your meetings, in all of your discussions, your end product will be a much better product.
Yep. Thank you so much.
Take care. Bye-bye.